moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle.
Hello, 210 subs. You're watching my favorite YouTube channel, Chillmonger. I got the variant Mark Bagley cover. I'm going to start connecting them. It's featuring every mutant ever. So we'll start there with Dust. Man, that was Dust. I was kind of upset with the way that she looked. And I tried looking to see if maybe that's not her. Maybe that's somebody else, not as her. She doesn't have green eyes, though. That's my beef with it. And then Trinary, the Indian mutant. She's supposed to have a beauty doll on her left cheek. It's not there in this comic. I'll show you a close-up right here. See? It ain't there. It's supposed to be right here. And it wasn't. Other than that, the artwork was very good. Seeing, straight up spoilers, seeing Betsy turn into Captain Britain, that picture was beautiful. Everything in here was beautiful. It felt like there were a lot more pages than I thought there would be for a $4.99 book. It was full of a lot of information. Too full. I feel like there was 2 writers on it. And I'll point out 2 examples. There's a part early in here where she says, "You will call me Queen Morgan Le Fay." So I thought that was a creative way to tell the new reader, Chillmonger, this is who the character is. She just kind of name dropped herself. Side note, it's fine just to do that text box that just says her name, her status. We don't really got to put it in our word balloons that take too much space and think about nice ways where we can mention that she says her name. Anyways, she says that to them early in the book. Then later on, she claims herself Le Fay to the Bardocks one more time. What's going on here? A second time is when the writer creatively and nicely said that the Betsy Braddock and Brian Braddock, as my twin, you were my first roommate. That was well written and genius. And then later on in the comic, she gets called the Womb Twins. I'm like, well, I thought you were trying to tell me earlier on. Like, well, is there 2 writers? And did they both wanted to get this point in? Somebody did that part, somebody did this part. It's confusing to me. And I think there might be something that I'm maybe reading too into it. But that's Chillmonger's opinion, and what are you here for? There was a white page over here where I think they explained the X logo. But the thing is, at this point, I stopped caring about the comic book. They started off by telling me it's happening in another world, other world, Camelot, Avalon, all these things. They're telling me it's about magic. Magic and me don't vibe. Magic to me is just inconsequential. I say the name of this enchantment, and abracadabra, it's done. That's how I interpret magic. It's just this limitless energy. Now I know Doctor Strange, comics like that, they try their best to not make it that way. They just don't vibe. And Elseworld, Otherworld things, like if this is happening in another portal outside where they can't reach this part of the 616 Krakoa, it's a recipe for me not liking it. So I didn't like the idea the same way I like the Marauders. Was it well written? You're gosh darn right it was. This was extremely entertaining. It turned me into a fan of Tini Howard's writing. I like to see her write something that I'm actually interested in, right? I haven't read anything from her. So to see her, this is her debut to me, and I'm like, she can get it done. So that being said, I'm gonna pick up next week's issue. I'm gonna pick up issue number 3 and all that, and then that'll be like that's when I'll decide whether I want to continue reading it. Because if it is just happening on the other side of the portal, I'll just wait for Apocalypse and them to come back. Rogue is still gonna be in a coma. I saw from the previews coming up. No real urgency for me, and I'm looking for a comic to skip. So we'll see how X-Force does next week. New Mutants and the there's another one I'm forgetting. Fallen Angels. We'll see what that's all about. Hopefully Dust can be on that team. Who knows? Oh, there was this page where Fabio Medina says, "I'm not gonna go by gold balls anymore. I'm Egg." And I screenshotted that. I prepared my argument. I read the next line, and Betsy was with me. Nah, you're Fabio Medina, and Gold Balls is your name. Poink. We're not calling him Egg over here. Nah, no, not at all. I'll change Betsy's name. I'll stop calling her Psylocke. That'll be simple. No more Quanon. Kate Pride, I already consider her Kate. Fabio, you're Gold Balls for life. And this is also where Jubilee is going to join them because she was the last one to talk to Betsy before Betsy and her brother go off to Otherworld. That's her kind of inclusion in this book. Could have been more creative, but I'll take it. Jubilee's popular because of the 90s. She was never one of my favorites, but she's got her kid Shogo. She's a vampire. She's got a lot of things going on for her. She's right up the wheelhouse of magic and all of that stuff. Apocalypse now. This is from issue 4 of Pox. Remember this sword. I think that this may play a part in Excalibur. And if it does, then maybe this book is more meaningful than I think it will be. And if it isn't, then I'm reading into things that I shouldn't be. But that's how I feel. The comic is going to end now with Betsy taking the role of Captain Britain in a very slick, well-written way of, I don't even need this medallion. Go ahead, take it. Take it. Like, yeah. Even though, look, the artwork spoke. The artwork did the storytelling. It was interpreted by me very well. So shout out to Marcus Toe for doing this thing and Tini Howard for directing the action. Well written, well executed. That was fantastic. And yeah, she takes it. She becomes Captain Britain. Like 2016 didn't just happen. Like we didn't just get a new Iron Man and a Ghost Rider. I guess She-Hulk's legacy in a way, but we got a new Thor. Captain America was somebody else. Captain Marvel, she got this. Well, she is the second version, isn't she? Well, more than second, but she took Marvel's name, said her. Blade was safe. Black Panther was always Black Panther. Shuri was, but that was different. But like in 2016, when it was all new, all different, they tried this stuff. Then they all those characters went to the champions. And where's the champions today, right? I don't think this is a good decision to make Betsy Captain Britain. I know it's not going to stick because, like Jonathan Hickman said in this interview with Off the Rack, man, I'll tell you what the interview is here, and I'll plug that podcast I listened to. It's a great interview where he says that they always come back. They are intellectual properties. Who are you fooling? He was talking about killing characters specifically. And you got to listen to this conversation that he had, because he said that when he introduced these 5 mutants who can revive people from the death, it was more so like he was policing his fellow writers. You want to kill someone, you got to be more creative than that. Think of something new. Think of a new way to wow me, because it doesn't have the same effect anymore. Deaths. It's kind of what I was saying after Hawks number 4, where they were up in space and they all died slowly. And I was like, this is stupid. What's Jonathan Hickman doing? Well, listening him to explain it, he just needed to kill people to show you how to revive people. That was his point. Everyone else was talking about how Nightcrawler was stabbed to death by Wolverine, and he said, I'll see you on the other side, my friend, and I'll be glistening radiantly, and that played no effect on me. Why am I upset at a good comic book? The last note I have here is that Rogue mentioned her power dampening bracelet, confirming to me that it's happening in the 616. Me, another YouTuber aggressively relaxing, are in a constant argument of whether or not this is happening in 616. I'm pretty sure, safe to say, that this is happening in main Marvel continuity. This is Life number 10, and it's everything we've seen. Next month, in February, when the Fantastic Four and the X-Men have their tie-in crossover like book drawn by Rachel Dodson, that's gonna be special. I'm interested in that. We'll see an actual inclusion of other teams finally being merged. They'll be together. All right. Don't forget to like the video. You didn't forget to like the video. You're just choosing not to like the video. I don't like you. You don't like my video. I don't like you. I'm not going to subscribe to your channel. How about that? I don't even know who you are. You took everything from me.